choosing the right solar panels, it can feel like a minefield, right? All that marketing hype. Well, in this explainer, we're cutting right through all that noise to give you the essential knowledge you need to build a powerful and, most importantly, safe system that's going to last for decades. Let's just start with a reality check here. We're talking about high-voltage DC electricity. Seriously, what you don't know can literally destroy your expensive equipment or, even worse, create a major safety hazard. The truth is, most of what you find online is, well, it's dangerously incomplete. They focus on the easy stuff, the flashy numbers, and they completely skip the technical details that actually ensure a safe and reliable system. We're here to fill in those critical gaps. Let's start by looking at what's being left out. Okay, so what are these big, critical details that most guides just seem to miss? Let's break down the huge gaps between the typical advice you hear and the reality of a safe, long-lasting solar system. And this slide, wow, it really lays it all out, doesn't it? While most guides are busy talking about efficiency ratings and price per watt, the real safety and longevity of your system hinge on these other things. The technical details, like matching your panel's maximum voltage to your controller's limits, proper grounding, and understanding how panels actually degrade in the real world. All right, to make smart choices here, you've got to speak the language of electricity a little bit. And don't worry, it's not as intimidating as it sounds. In fact, it's the foundation for everything we're about to build. Okay, this right here is one of the most fundamental things you have to get. Wiring panels in series adds up their voltage, which increases the electrical pressure. Wiring them in parallel adds up their current, which increases the flow. Getting that distinction is absolutely crucial for designing your system. So, voltage. Think of it exactly like electrical pressure, and just like too much water pressure can burst a pipe, sending excessive voltage into your system will instantly fry your charge controller or inverter. And believe me, that is a very costly mistake. And if voltage is the pressure, then current, that's measured in amps, is the flow. And trying to push too much current through a wire that's too thin is a classic recipe for overheating, melted insulation, and yeah, a major fire hazard. Now here's a detail that trips up so many people. It's a little counterintuitive. Solar panel voltage actually goes up when it gets cold. I know, weird, right? But if you ignore this thing called the temperature coefficient, you could easily blow past your controller's voltage limit on a beautiful, sunny, but very cold day. Okay, so now that we've got the basic language down, let's put it all into practice. Let's walk through a step-by-step guide to actually sizing your solar arrays safely and effectively. And I want you to pay close attention here. Following these 5 steps and doing them in this specific order is the secret sauce. It's the key to designing a system that performs safely and reliably for years and years to come. Step 1, you've got to start with the end in mind. Before you even think about which panel to buy, you need to figure out your daily energy needs. Once you have that target number, then you can work backward to figure out how big your array needs to be. Okay, step 2. And listen up, because this one is absolutely non-negotiable. You have to add up the open circuit voltage, that's the maximum voltage a panel can produce for all the panels in a series string. And you must factor in the temperature coefficient for cold conditions. That total number has to be below your controller's max voltage limit. Go over, and you've got an expensive paperweight. All right, now for step 3. For any parallel connections you have, the game changes. Now it's all about current. You have to add up the amperage of each parallel string and make sure your wires, your fuses, and your circuit breakers are all rated to handle that total flow. This is how you prevent overcurrent and dangerous overheating. So, we've nailed down the electrical design. That's huge. But what about the actual panels themselves? You know, a cheap panel might look tempting online, but trust me, it can turn into a very expensive problem really, really fast. You've got to look for panels with proven durability. This means a strong warranty, a low degradation rate, and certifications that prove it can handle the wind and snow in your area. Cheaper panels almost always cut corners here, and they just don't last in the real world. And that brings us to our final and honestly most important section. These are the safety measures that you absolutely, positively cannot skip. Let me be crystal clear about this. The following points are not suggestions. This isn't optional. This is about preventing electric shock, fire, and a total catastrophic failure of your system. Your safety and the safety of your home literally depends on getting this part right. Every single item on this list is there for a reason. Proper grounding protects you from shock. Fuses and breakers are your protection against fire. Double-checking your MC4 connector polarity stops a dead short right in its tracks. And using conduit protects those high-voltage DC cables from damage. And this chart just drives the point home perfectly. Look at the most common reasons systems fail. Number 1, fried controllers from too much voltage. Number 2, fires from bad wiring. Number 3, panels that physically break under stress. These aren't just theories, these are the real-world costly risks. Remember this every step of the way. You are working with high-voltage DC electricity. It's not the same as the AC power in your house. It can be more dangerous, and it behaves differently. Safety has to be your number 1, number 2, and number 3 priority. Always. So at the end of the day, the long-term success of your system, it's not really about the brand name on the panels. It's all about the careful, thoughtful design and the safety planning you do before you ever install a single thing. So we'll leave you with this question to think about. The difference between a system that provides clean energy for a generation and one that fails dangerously is knowledge and planning. And now, the choice is yours. And just one final crucial reminder. Please always prioritize your safety. This has been an educational guide, but high-voltage electrical work is seriously dangerous. If you have any doubt at any stage, please consult a qualified professional.